Hello and welcome to another episode of the Blue Mountain Makes podcast. I'm Mary Lynn and I'm coming to you from the snowy Shenandoah Valley here in Virginia. It was originally supposed to be like a foot of snow and I think maybe an inch and a half, and the sun's already coming out, so you know, that's fine. It's still beautiful and I'm very much enjoying watching it out the window. I'm just gonna go ahead and address the elephant in the room. I have cut all my hair off and I am currently in my sea witch era. I'm just letting it go. It's supposed to be like a curly shag. I don't know if that's what I would call what I ended up with for $62. Won't be going back. The girl was super nice, but yeah, I don't know. I thought I was gonna have like bangs, but they're kind of just not. So anyways, now I'm just letting it do its thing and it's full of curls and I kind of just, I'm a sea witch now. That's where we're at. Or maybe I'm a yarn witch. Let's do that. Knitting yarn witch. Anyways, I have 2 finished objects today to share and a handful of whips. I'm about to cast on another one because why not, right? So I guess first up we'll do the one that's been on the needles for the longest, which is my Briochealicious Briochealicious shawl by Andrea Mowry. Ta-da! It is quite long. It is a oh my gosh, y'all, today, what is happening? Crescent-shaped shawl. Harder to say than you would think. It is a top-down pattern. It's knit on size 4 needles, and I used Drops Flora for the main color. The yellow and the purple are both Drops Alpaca, and then this gradient in the middle is actually handspun merino that I picked up at Rhinebeck of 2023, I believe. So this is the wrong side. So when I was knitting it, I kind of felt like I liked the wrong side better because I just really love the colors. But I think now that it's done, I've actually worn it a couple times. I actually prefer the right side. You know, go figure, right? I like that it's very easy to wear. It likes to stay in place. If you do it around your neck like this, like, you know, obviously kind of the middle, which I think is the prettiest, gets kind of lost in the folds, but it's not a very deep shawl. So at most it's like a shoulder warmer. But I have been doing like my old lady thing and just kind of wandering through the house like this, just being all cozy. And because of how long it is, like it really wants to kind of hug to your shoulders. So it is very easy to wear. I do like it, I will say. This is a lot of stitches. The only thing I was really grateful for was that she did not call for an I-cord bind off. The whole time I was binding off, I was like, if this was Stephen West, it'd be an I-cord, so it could be worse. But it is a lot of stitches. I don't even know how many hundreds it is by the time you get to the end. I cast this thing on last, summer maybe? No. That can't be right. It was sometime last year. But, yeah, it was really a stash buster. Like, I already had all this in my stash, and I subbed this out. I was supposed to use maybe like a navy or something. I don't remember. I was trying to replicate the colors in her original one, so maybe it was a red that I originally bought. But I just thought that this worked so well because it has kind of a yellow, orange, purple in it already. I really wanted more of the transition, and I could have pulled out of the ball to get closer to that, but I didn't want to waste my handspun or like cut into it, so it is what it is. And the handspun is definitely more of a lace weight than a fingering weight. Oops. But it worked out, and I think it looks great. So this one is fine. I'm glad to have it off of my needles. I had to finish it because I needed, this was a size 4, I don't know if I already said that, but I needed the 4s and the cord that this was on for the button band on a cardigan I'll share in a few minutes. Things I've decided that I don't like, double knit button bands. But anyway, so this is a win. Yay. Got it off the needles before it gets warm. It's like mid-February right now, and like I said, it just stopped snowing. Sad. It started like 3 a.m. and it's 3 p.m. now, so good 12 hours and not much accumulation. It's most everybody's favorite kind of snow here in Virginia. Yeah. So Finished object number 1. Finished object number 2 is a cardigan, and I'm going to button it up because guess who put on buttons? I did. If you've been here before, you'll know I have this weird aversion to sewing on buttons. And I don't know why, because when I did these, I was like, this is not hard. I think I've just like, I've had one bad experience in the past where I sewed the button on and like 2 out of the 3 or 4 that I did didn't line up to the holes, and I don't know how I managed that, but after that I was like, I'm just not doing this ever again. You can't make me. So I used to have my mom put my buttons on, and I grew up and put my own buttons on my book club cardigan. Whoa. It really doesn't want to lay right. Whoa. It's really big. So I guess we'll start there. This is the book club cardigan by Sari Nordlund. It is a cabled cardigan, obviously. It's a super popular pattern. I hate cables. Like, I really, really hate cables. I don't like to knit cables. I love the way they look. And I have so many things that have been on my, like, to knit list on Ravelry that I've just been, like, favoriting that are all cables. And I'm like, I'm never going to do it because I hate it. But this was actually not bad. So you start at the back neck, and then you do the whole back panel. Well, you don't do the whole back panel. You do the back shoulders, and then you come across the front and do the front shoulders, connect underneath of your arms, and then work the whole back and front panels seamlessly. And then, of course, you do your sleeves and your button band. So the button band, let's just back up. This is a size 3. I used size US 6 needles for the body and 4s for the button band and the ribbing. And it is very oversized. I will try it on and show you. Over my sweater, which, by the way, this is the halibut sweater. I've mentioned it a million times. It's my most worn sweater. It's made out of drop Selima. This is also made out of drop Selima. Do you see a theme here? I have found that this has held up super well, so I continue to buy Lima, and I don't anticipate having any problems out of it. I've already worn the heck out of this cardigan. It's the first thing I reach for when I'm in the house and I'm chilly. I've worn it out a couple times. I don't know that it's the most flattering thing in the world on me, and I will show you why. Hold, please. So it's like really big. So this is over a sweater, right? And it's still, I got plenty of room. It does have pockets, which is awesome. I did not quite make them deep enough to like hold my iPhone, so I can put my phone in it and then it just kind of tumbles out. So I just a little pocket for my fingers. I feel like a literary scholar when I wear this. I'm just gonna be smoking a pipe in a leather chair somewhere with like a professor, or maybe I'm the professor. Sure, why not? But, you know, because it's so big on me, like, I'm really struggling to take a picture of it that doesn't make me look like an absolute whale. I mean, maybe I just look like a whale when I wear it. I don't know. I love it. Don't get me wrong. But every angle... I'm not very good at taking pictures of stuff anyway. So, yeah, every angle I tried the other day, it just looked like just loads of fabric. But yeah, that's my book club cardigan. If I knit it again, I would probably go down a size. Even like the ribbing didn't really tighten up like I thought it would on the sleeves, but totally fine. It's super cozy. I do love it. 10 out of 10. Don't think I'll knit it again only because I hate cables, but the cable pattern was really not bad, and once you like got into it, I feel like once I understood the construction and like where it was going, and I didn't have to really read through the written part of the pattern, it was not bad at all. I just kind of, you know, you memorize it pretty quick, because it's just this section just repeated with some seed stitch and moss stitch. So not bad at all. I think it would definitely be a beginner friendly cardigan. Well, maybe not just a cardigan, but beginner friendly textured cardigan. And the sleeves look great. Yeah, I am pleased. I will come back in frame now. So yeah, it is very oversized. Like, it's comfortable to wear over top of a sweater, which is fine by me. But I think it looks cutest like just over a little simple white t-shirt. That's how I've worn it out a couple of times. I do get a lot of compliments on it. People are shocked that I've knit it, which makes me feel good. So if you're thinking about it, if it's on your list, I say definitely do it. It is worth it. And if you're not a cable person like me, but you want a cable pattern, this is a really good one. It's not too complicated. And I think there was only one time that I twisted the wrong way on one of my cables and I caught it like within the round. I was like, that was dumb. Just swapped it and it was fine. So that's that. Those are my only 2 finished objects, which for me, I'm feeling pretty good. Like, I started the book club cardigan in October. Like I said, I can't remember when I started the shawl, but they've both been multi-month projects. October, November, and December didn't see much knitting in this household, but we're back on it, man. So, next I will share with you a project that is currently on hold. This is a hand-spun Musselburgh hat by Isolde Teague. I hope I pronounced her first name right. Ta-da! If you've seen a Musselburgh, you know what this is. It's just a giant tube. So it's on hold because I ran out of yarn. My first one, this is the first Musselburgh that I ever knit. I was in a yarn club. I think oh gosh, can't even remember what it was. I can't remember the yarn club that I was in, but I did it for like 6 months, and this was a s'mores colorway, and it was really cute. So I only had one skein of this, and I decided I would use it up for a Musselburgh. Well, I didn't use the whole skein, and it's just, I don't want to smush the sea witchiness, but it covers my ears, but it like only just covers. And so I want this one to be long enough that with a folded brim, it will cover my whole ear. Because, you know, you can always just make your brim deeper if you need to release your ears. So that was the goal. And because I knew how long this one was and I didn't use the full 100 grams of fingering weight that this was, I was like, I'll just be so smart. And I'll only weigh out like 85 grams because that's all I'm going to need. And that way I'm not spinning extra. That's just going to sit around in this like little ball that I'm not going to use. Well, I ran out. That's all that's left. Sad. But this, man, I wish you could feel this. It is the most amazing, softest. Oh, it is silk, merino, and yak. And I got it from Donna's Sheep Shed in Rhinebeck, or at Rhinebeck rather. This was October of 2024 purchase. I buy from Donna every year I go. I order from Donna when I'm online. All of her stuff is super reasonably priced. Like, I think I got 8 ounces of this for like $35. Heck yes. So I still have plenty left. So the reason I have not continued on this is because currently on the wheel, that's my dog, that's Daisy. On the wheel is a 3-ply sock yarn that my sister got me for Christmas, my birthday last year. So I'm going to finish that up, finish plying that, and then throw some more of this on. I mean, I'm pretty close. Let's just see how close we are. So we know we wanted a little bit longer than this guy. This is what goes on behind the scenes. I like to think that all knitters are like this and not super precise, but maybe it's just me. I'm like, that looks kind of right. So I want it to be a hair longer than this guy. The decreases on my original one start about where I'm at now with the gray, so I just would like an extra, maybe an extra inch of just straight knitting before I start the decreases for the opposite crown. But yeah, if you're not familiar with the Musselburgh pattern, it is one giant closed-ended tube. So this is closed, this is closed. It's just a stockinette tube, and then you just flip it inside of itself. And then you have a double layer hat, and if you're feeling extra chilly, flip the brim up, and then you have 4 layers on your ears. I love this hat. I think it just looks, I don't want to say professional, but like I could see you buying a hat like this in the store. And you don't have to do a gauge swatch. That's the best part. That's what people love about this pattern is you just start knitting. Like I think you start with 8 stitches, maybe. I think so. And that you just like knit until you have a square, and then you measure what your gauge is, and then they'll give you a breakdown of like, if your gauge is XYZ and you want this size, continue until you have this many stitches, and then just knit your tube. I think it's great. I have a couple girls at my work that are interested in learning how to knit, and I think I'm gonna make this their first pattern, because if I can get them started on the crown and just tell them just knit in a circle, having a hat at the end of the day I think is way more fun than just a long square scarf. Like, that's so boring. But maybe I'm just being a knitting snob. Who knows? Who knows? We'll see. That's a thought for later. But yeah, so that's my Musselburgh. Very excited. I really wanted it for the snow we had today, but that's okay. We'll get there. I'm also going to be interested to see how this yarn's been soaked once, so when I take it off from plying, I'll soak it, and then I'd always spin to set my, I use centripetal force to set my twist, instead of like, some people snap it to set it. I just think it's a lot of fun to go outside, and I'm like, woo! I think my neighbors are very concerned. I go out in the snow, I go out in the rain, I go out in the middle of the night, just spinning my yarn. It looks like a lasso. They've never asked, and I'm not volunteering. But yeah, I'll be interested to see what it does when I block it after I finish knitting it, to see, because there's some spots that I think I probably overplied it a hair, so we'll see. I don't know. I really love it though. I'm very excited to have that in my wardrobe. And speaking of things I'm excited to have in my wardrobe, the death of me. I'm almost done, right? Like, I'm so close to being done. And yet. So this is a Margaux cardigan. It's gorgeous. It's beautiful. It's a broken rib cardigan by Rust Knitwear. This is my second pattern that I made by Rust Knitwear. I really like it. I think that it is a very simple, classy design. It is a neutral color that I really want in my spring wardrobe, because I'm going to wear this with either a white or a black tank top and my brightly colored pants that I have sewn, so like green or bright red, you know. So this needs to be my general neutral. I'm almost done with this stupid sweater, but the stupid button band is going to kill me. So, fun story. I have never successfully knit a double knit button band. I have learned that the reason that my button bands never come out right is because after 25 years of knitting, I apparently didn't know how to count rows when I'm picking up stitches. Whoops. How does that happen, you ask? Well, I don't know. I can't tell you. So, for the book club cardigan, I knit that 3 times. The button band on that one. Technically, that was also supposed to be a double knit button band, and I got so frustrated. I did like, I don't know, this much of it, and it was pulling, like really evident that it was not going to look right at the end, which I Googled, and I was looking on Reddit for like the knitting subreddits, and people are like, I just don't understand how this could be the case if you've changed your needles, if you're making sure that you're not like drawing up too tight. Like, it's not that hard, right? It's because I didn't pick up enough stitches, and apparently the person that asked the question also came to the same realization. So I got fed up with the book club cardigan and ended up just doing a did I do 2x2? A 1x1. I did a 1x1 ribbed collar all the way around. It's fine. It looks good. I like it. But it is definitely not what the pattern called for. So on this one, I, after having come to that realization, picked up the appropriate number of stitches, and it looks great. You know, like, don't get me wrong. It looks really nice. These are all my buttonholes. And that's another thing. Like, this is so annoying how you have to do the buttonholes for these. Like, you have to cut yarn for every buttonhole, so then I know you can just tuck it down inside because it is a double layer fabric. Like, I'm just gonna weave the ends in and then tuck them into the actual button band, so it's not like it's hard, but it's like, it's one more thing, right? I've been knitting on this for days and days and days, and I am only this far. That's it. I haven't even finished the back yet, y'all. Still got all this to go. And I swear, it's like, I make myself work on this every night because I do not want to, and I know that I'll be so mad if I delay getting this off the needles and into my closet because I'm just, like, lazy, basically. That's all it is. It's laziness. So that aside, let's talk about the pattern itself. It has a lot of things that I really like. but are also, you know, kind of annoying to knit. For instance, the way that this is constructed, you actually do your shoulder first. So you cast this little teeny strip on, you knit it to, you know, the appropriate length, and then you cut your yarn and you're done. You just put it on hold. So you just have this like random strip. And then you pick up off of that strip to make your front panels. Front panels, back panels, however it is. Is it the back? Must be the back. Either way. It is connecting your front panel and your back panel with just this little strip. So you have 2 strips on either side of your cardigan, which looks super cute when it's on. Nice little detail. But it was a little odd, you know, and then when you do your sleeves, you have to make sure you pick up 4 of those live stitches. But it also has these, like, seam details. So it is a seamless cardigan. So to get this, you end up having to cast everything off and then pick it all right back up again, which you're like, wait, what? What do you mean I just picked up 67, or however many stitches to cast off and pick them back up again? Are you kidding me? You do it for both sleeves. You do it for the cuffs. You do it for the bottom ribbing. It's worth it, though. Like, I really, especially with this bottom ribbing, I really like how that looks. And I think it's really going to look good when it's all blocked out. But, yeah, it's one of those things, like, I'm almost done with the body of this cardigan. Woo! Oh, wait, I have to cast it off, pick it all back up just to do my ribbing at the bottom. It kind of gets in the way of the flow, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. But it does add, it's just like a little extra something, you know? So it's not just a ribbed cardigan that, you know, everybody else has. I have a special cute one. So I will use the same type of buttons for this that I used for the book club cardigan. They're just coconut shell buttons. I got like a big bag of them. So that's what everything has. I'm not like a button snob. It could be in my future. I also don't have that many cardigans, and like everything I'm knitting right now is a cardigan, so button snobbery may be in my future. Yeah, I feel like, can you see it? Yeah, mostly. Ta-da. I really want it off of my needles. I also feel like, it's not a criticism, but another observation about this pattern. It's really long. It's like 26 pages long. This is a simple design. And I feel like maybe the designer was trying to like provide extra information, which is probably actually the case, but I personally felt a little overwhelmed and was like, I don't know where I'm at. I don't know what I'm supposed to be looking at. I redid one of the sleeves at the halfway point because I misread the decreases because of the way it's written, and it's like written over 2 pages. It's just really strange. So I think some of it is just my brain not picking up on it, and some of it is just, it's a little odd. So fair warning, I guess. Or just keep that in mind when you're looking at it. It looks like a lot, but it's really not that complicated. Maybe that's what I'm trying to get at. As far as details on that one, used size 5 needles. US 5s, 4s for the button band, and for the ribbing, I'm making a size 3. It is a little oversized in the body. It does have a closer fit in the sleeves, but again, it being a broken rib, it might block out a little bit bigger, so we'll see. It should be done, please God, the next episode, so I'll share it with you then. And my last work in progress for the moment is very bright and sunshiny. This kind of looks a little darker on camera than it actually is. It's a little bit more yellow than orange. So this is handspun merino that I bought like 3 balls. They had it like balled. Got 3 balls at the Maryland Sheep and Wool 2 years ago. And this is Drops Kid Silk merino. I do that every time. Mohair. It's not merino. Mohair. Kid Silk Mohair. Anyways, held together, I am currently working on, haven't gotten very far obviously, a Traveler Shell by Andrea Mowry. So it's a bottom up, drop shoulder, short sleeve, open front cardigan. Supposed to have 2 lace weights held together. I originally knit the entire yoke of a Caitlin Hunter pattern that was cabled and color work and lace with this, with the hopes that my gauge would just magically change and it would get bigger, and shock, it didn't. This is more of a lace weight than it is a fingering weight. My intention was for it to be a fingering weight, so it works out perfect for this. But yeah, I had to rip all that out, which was not fun, but that's why it looks the way it does. So yeah, I have plenty of this. I had originally purchased Drops. It's over there. I'm not going to get it. It's Drops Baby Merino, I think. And the picture made Peanut, the color, look more like a yellowy brown, because I didn't want this to be too bright, and then like I didn't want it to be like sunshine yellow, you know? So I ordered that thinking it would like tone this down a hair, and turns out Peanut's just khaki. It's just a khaki color, and this plus khaki looked real bad. I did try. But yeah, these two together look really, really good. I like the way it's turning out so far. I definitely, oh shoot. Don't know if you can see that, but I've really been struggling to pick up both strands of yarn, obviously. Have to fix that. Yeah, I made the Traveler hoodie when that pattern came out. 2 years ago, probably, at this point. And I swore I'd never make another Traveler or anything ever again because I despise this horizontal rib like knitting pattern or whatever, especially when it gets to the shaping the garment. I don't know why my brain's just like, no, we're not doing it. No. My hoodie looks fine. I don't think I made any actual like horrific errors like that you could tell when you look at it, but I was just so frustrated when I knit that thing. So I swore I would never ever do another one of her Traveler patterned things, which she has like a whole series. And here I am doing the cardigan because I'm like, oh, that'd be so cute for spring. I wear a lot of black, and I just think that like this over a black dress is going to be super duper cute, and it will be. However, I just have to get through it. So it's not hard. It's a 10 row repeat to make the horizontal rib, and I have a sticky note that sits next to my chair in the living room that has wrong side, right side, wrong side, right side. Because as soon as I put it down, I'm like, okay, so where in that 10 was I? Trying to like count backwards, right side, wrong side. If I was smart, I would just only do it in 10 row blocks. But like, realistically, who can do that, right? Like, who can sit down and be like, don't talk to me for 25 minutes. I'm going to sit down and do all of this. It just, life gets in the way, man. So that, I guess, is like my frustration with this. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. It's going to be really, really pretty, and it's super duper soft because this is a really nice merino, and it was so cheap. I don't remember how much I paid for it, but it was cheap enough. This guy just had this like bin, this like Rubbermaid bin that was sitting outside of his tent, and it was full of these single color balls. So there was yellow, blue, pink, maybe a fourth color. I don't remember, but I took my mom, and she's a horrible enabler when it comes to like spending money. She's like, just do it. Just, what else are you spending it on? Just do it. I'm like, Mom, I don't need to. And she's like, oops, they're in your cart. So needless to say, I bought all of them. And it was so cheap. I remember asking the guy, I was like, is this correct? Like, and it was like, if you bought, 3, you get like the fourth one for free or something even crazier on top of the already cheap price. And I'm like doing the math in my head, like, that can't be right. And he goes, oh yeah, sure, that's what it is. So we just bought a whole bunch of it, and I really thought that when I spun it, it was going to be like terrible, because why is it so cheap? It's perfectly nice. I've spun all of my yellow. All of my yellow? Yeah. Still have the blue and the pink, so I'm not really sure what I want to do with it yet. It sits in my chest, but I have it's like my treasure chest. That's what I call it, because it's a cedar chest, so that it keeps the moths out. But then I go in and I'm like, ooh, what am I going to pull out of my treasure chest today? It's the little things. So yeah, very pleased with this. And I'm really excited for the Maryland Sheep and Wool Festival. I didn't go last year because I got home from Paris like 2 days before the festival. And I was like, I just don't have it in me to drive 3 hours up there and then 3 hours back after I've been on a plane for however many hours I had been on that plane that week. Because it was like a short turnaround Paris trip too, so I did not go last year, but I'm going this year, and I'm very excited because I'm going to spend all of my money that I've been saving since Rhinebeck. Yay. But yeah, that's still a couple months off. That's the first weekend of May, which also happens to be my sister's birthday. And like, sadly, I'm like, do you want to go with me? Because if not, I'll see you the day after your birthday. Sorry. Sheep come first, woman. She is totally fine. She's got her partner and all of her friends, and I think the last thing she wants to do is spend her actual birthday with her older sister, but you know, I do like to give her a hard time. So anyways, I'm rambling. That's all I got. I am going to cast on probably tonight, maybe tomorrow. I'll put it on screen because I can't think of what it's called. It's a Natasha Hornsby cropped cardigan, and I need that for spring. That's like 4 cardigans in a row. Who am I? I've only ever made one other cardigan. Successfully made anyways. I did rip one out. Yeah, I am trying to get all my spring stuff done because I know, oh gosh, I know I'm going to want to wear it soon. So now's the time to get working on it. So I hope everything's going well in your world. I hope you're enjoying the last little bits of the cold, dreary weather if you're in the northern hemisphere. And if you're in the southern hemisphere, I hope you're excited to get into the cold and dreary weather. I think I'm ready for spring. I think. The snow is so pretty though. It's just kind of at this point, it looks like a snow globe. It's kind of like the last few drifts coming down. It's really pretty. So I'm going to go knit and have some tea and enjoy the last little bit of this before it goes away. I hope you're having a fantastic day and that you're knitting on something that you love. Bye for now.